Dear boys of SAT 1, I am of the opinion that we have done, that is reading section. No doubt, reading section is some lengthy, that is, so far as you are trying to study, that is this thing, it is a little bit lengthy. But when you try to grip it, now how you can do it? The thing is that I would like to tell you, that is a technique. Which kind of technique you should try to adopt? The technique is very simple. For instance, when you are trying to have reading section, is that clear? In the reading section, one thing is quite clear, that you don't have time. Time plays one of the most essential roles. For instance, I would like to give the example. If you read out, out of the reading section, in other words, the comprehension, you will need at least, 10 to 15 minutes. And for the SAT examination, the examiner or the thinking is that you are not supposed to waste 15 minutes. And if you think that you can wasting 15 minutes while reading it fully, that it is easy for you to grip, then you can do it. But one thing is obvious, that you cannot grip it. It is very difficult. I am of the opinion, try to listen, my dear student. Whatever is that, if you want to read the whole comprehension, then you are supposed to do it. It's a good thing. But actually in SAT 1, you don't have time. As I have pointed out, the teacher said, what is SAT? He said time. So time plays one of the essential roles. Now, in order to avoid these difficulties, how you can tackle it? The question arises, how you can tackle it? You can tackle it through, that way, very simple phenomena. For instance, if you start reading, after reading 2 or 3 lines, you understand what type of passage it is. Whether he is trying to communicate science, medical, literature, fiction, whatever he is trying to communicate. For instance, if the writer tries to focus on the medical, then it will become your focal point. You should try to work on this focal point. Is that clear? First of all, you should try to find out your focal point. And now, how you can find out your focal point? You read 2 to 3 lines from the beginning, then you go to the middle, read 2 to 3 lines of your middle, and then you go to, the last lines. After reading the 3 things, I say, first, paragraph of I am of the opinion that you have studied 2 to 3 lines of the beginning, 2 to 3 lines in the middle, and 2 to 3 lines in the end. Now, an idea will definitely come in your mind. And what is that? That the writer, that the comprehension is trying to communicate, a medical, literature, fiction, whatever it is. So you will also try to understand that how you can tackle the focal point. If you have focal point in your mind, that you can do it, then you can do it very easily. Now the second option is that you start reading the question. For instance, you have 10 questions, for instance. Now you read the 10 questions and think that these 10 questions are your point of your comprehension. So if you work on this perspective, if you work on this technique, then you can do it. And on top of that, then there is another, other things. Then there is another thing. For instance, the writer asks you what it means by this word. For instance, line 16 or line 20, he says, he tried to underline any line and says what it means according to the para. So you must not be very quick. You should try to go two to three lines up and 2 to 3 lines down. Then you can find out your answer. And on top of that, I am of the opinion word changes color. Word changes color like chameleon. Word changes color like lizard. For instance, sometimes the same word is used in the context meaning. The same word is used in the denotative meaning. Now it is up to you. It is up to you that whether the writer is trying to discuss this word in the context meaning or in the denotative meaning. So it must be your first and foremost duty. Naturally, what happens is that the most important problem which I have seen, out of many students, and what is the problem? That they cannot differentiate, that the meaning of the word, whether this word has been used as a context meaning or as a denotative meaning. Now it must be the first and foremost duty that they should try to understand whether the writer is trying to communicate its context meaning, this word, or in the denotative meaning. Or on top of that, the central idea of this comprehension, do you think that the writer is trying to communicate in the, in the context meaning, or do you think that writer is trying to communicate this central idea in the context or in the denotative? Now it is up to you. And how you can conceive when you find out the central idea. And how you can find out the central idea when you read the first 2 to 3 lines, then you go to the middle, read 2 to 3 lines, and then you go to end. And definitely you will have an idea. So in this way, the technique which you try to adopt, you will definitely grip your time. You will save time. If you save time, that means that you have done your step one. So that is the end of today's lecture.